Hello guys, and welcome to another replay analysis with me, ViBE, and today we're looking at Masters level ZvP. With our boy Aquila, or better known as Mr. Phalanx. So at Masters level we'll definitely be going critical into like strategy. I mean, we can talk about your build a little bit if it looks fudgy. But yeah, mostly we'll talk about your micro of your things and like your strategy choices. I can already say there is one thing though that I don't like, and that is that your saturation has become, oh man, it's become really RNG bad. And here's why. Yeah, we have 3 drones stacked on both mineral patches. This is really unlucky. There's RNG, but they are stacked. The timing of it has happened where they have stacked. It's not always going to happen like this, but this game it has. Definitely put a little more emphasis in the early game if you want to give yourself an edge. If you care about giving yourself an edge, try your best never to let that happen, because not only is it stacking hard, 3 drones on each patch, these are also both far patches. You could have 4 drones more efficiently mining close patches. I mean, do you have 2 on both of the close ones over here? You do. Okay, so you have 2 there. 2 of your drones could be on these 2 patches, and then 2 of the other drones could be on other patches. Or rather, if you just took 2 drones off, having 2 there is fine. Just taking 2 off and putting them there and there would be perfect. But yeah, that saturation's really bad. It's actually horribly inefficient. You want to know a fun fact? You want to know a fun fact? I'm not even kidding. If you would have gone 16 hatch, first of all, and you also would have optimized your mineral line a little bit better, you would have actually gotten your natural down. You could have gotten it down. You already almost have enough money if you just didn't go to 17 to do it. But if you would have not only gone for 16 hatch and you would have prioritized your minerals a little bit better, guaranteed you would have done it. Because that, I feel like already at 48 seconds, you've probably missed like 30 minerals at this point. Literally, like 30 or 35 minerals between both of these patches not being mined. So this already, just that mineral saturation alone is fucking your game up, because now you have to deal with getting blocked. Do you have 15 hatch on this map? No. I 16. So you went pool before because you were paranoid about... I've played this guy, by the way. You're playing someone I play sometimes. That's kind of funny. You're going pool before hatchery, which is... You were like, well, fuck, if he goes for a pylon, I don't want to deal with that. But yeah. Okay, I don't like at all what you're doing early game. I would honestly say I would rather you go here and build that there, if he blocks your natural, if it happens, and then maybe like, I don't like that you also leave your spot to go poke him if you have a chance to throw your hatchery down either. Like yeah, I just don't like how you auto attack it and then you just watch it happen. I feel like you're wasting time. Like if he's running in a circle ever, you should try your best to try and like squeeze in a hatchery. If you ever realize, like, okay, let me say it like this. If I have a drone and I want to build a base here, and the probe is literally going up, up, down, down, up, down, down. And he's doing like a circle. And I try to build a hatchery, and I notice there's a moment where the probe goes like this. And it goes here for a second. And then it curves and goes down there. Maybe he's on patrol, maybe he's just move commanding it, but he leaves the territory of hatchery. And my drone is chasing his drone. My drone is chasing his probe, and I notice he's about to leave it again. Instead of chasing him the whole time, I could actually stop right here for a second and go back and try to go to the center of my hatchery location, because the drone has to build from the center. It doesn't work like a probe or an SCV. It doesn't build from anywhere inside of it. It has to build from the center as a drone. You go to the center when he goes outside and you try to build, you just squeeze it in. And sometimes you can do that. You can. But I don't like how you kind of just chase the probe. It just feels like a waste of time. And also, you could have avoided all in the first place if you would have just gone 16 hatch. Okay, you're already seeing something, by the way, this game. You want to know something cool, guys? You want to know something cool? Let me tell you something cool. This Protoss player is already telling you what his strategy is probably going to be already. Already. A lot of people probably wouldn't realize that, and they'd be like, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know what you talking about, ViBE. Huh? This Protoss player is already revealing his hand a little bit that he wants to tech priority you. So you are very likely going to be getting hit by a timing because he's optimized a core first before Nexus. Standard is Nexus before core. Because he's going to prioritize probes and economy and more money and take a third base and whatever. The fact that this guy went core first means he delays his Nexus even longer. So one of two things is happening. Number one, he's inefficient. He just doesn't know what he's doing. He's inefficient, which is possible. And if he's inefficient, that's cool. Whatever. Like everything he does is a little bit weaker than so far already with that one thing he's done. That's a deviation from macro. Second thing, if you think about logically why he went core first, he probably wants to unlock his tech really fast. So if I were to hit everyone's vision right now and look at his base, I would assume, for this to make sense, he would already have both of his gases and they would both be saturated and his mineral line might be like 13 out of 16. Or something like that. He has both of his gases and he's got one of them almost done. One is 3 out of 3. But now, watch this gas. Is he going to rip probes off his mineral line to saturate it fully? If he does, he's definitely going for a tech priority. There you go. He did. He did it a little late because I think he was trying to save his probe, but he did. He's already got he's got both gases fully saturated and he undersaturated down to 14 for a second. So that definitely means this dude has a gas priority. So I would not be surprised if this guy makes a really fast Council or a very fast Stargate. Doesn't necessarily have to mean DTs. It doesn't have to mean DTs. But it does mean you should expect tech priority. So you might not have realized this, but I fucking love the fact that you're scouting his base with an Overlord. This is even more important now to do it. Because this guy is like, I need my tech. Like, it's what he should be doing. And it's going to be really fucking fast. If it was DTs, it would be really, really fast DTs. Like, it would be faster by like 5 seconds. There you go. Look at the fucking Stargate. It's super quick. So I love the fact that you scouted this with an Overlord. That makes so much fucking sense. It's still worth it, in my opinion, to scout with an Overlord, even if it's Nexus first and then core. But it makes even more sense to scout his tech if it's core first. Some people are against scouting with an Overlord, but I think being able to see their tech is great. And I also think, even if this Protoss player was like, well, I don't want to reveal my tech until I make a Stalker and kill that Overlord, but I've gone core first and double gas really early to prioritize my tech, so I'm going to wait till the Overlord dies and then make my Stargate. And let's say the Overlord doesn't die until he has like 320 gas, which is pretty fair. That's a fair call. And then he fucking eventually throws the Stargate down that he prioritized late. He prioritized the Stargate, but then he throws it down late because he waits till the scout is dead. That's still worth it for you as the Zerg player, because you've fucked his build up more than he's fucked your build up. You losing an Overlord is not as impactful as him delaying the Nexus, rushing the core, rushing the gas, and then delaying the Stargate. That is more detrimental to Protoss if that were to be the case. So it's worth it in every way, is what I'm trying to say. It's not like, oh, you lost an Overlord, that sucks for Zerg. Like, you fuck his build up even more than he fucks yours up. In that situation. But if he just throws his tech down like he did, well, now you just get a free scout. And you're like, cool, I already know it's a Stargate now. Awesome. And you're going gasless. You're doing my build. Oof. Bold move, okay? I'll be very critical on you now, because this is my build. This is bold. Where the fuck is your 4th queen? Alright, you better start that shit right now. That's unacceptable. Wait, what? You only have one queen. What the fuck is your second queen? What did you do? Okay, we're not gonna look at your scout anymore. I'm gonna look at your build. What did you do? Holy shit. Oh wait, no, it's because you went pool first. That's right. I'm just kidding. I remember. That's not great. So if you're gonna go gasless, even more reason now. Why the fuck do you just take a third base? Just go take your third. If the probe is in your way, just be like, peace, bitch, bye. Go to your third, take your third, and then come back and take your natural later. 3 base, getting your hatcheries down, priority is a huge priority here. So definitely don't go pool first here if he's going to block your natural. And again, you didn't have to get your natural blocked if you just would have gone 16 hatch and prioritized your minerals. So this game already got kind of out of, got kind of messed up for you already. It didn't need to be. But if a probe is ever in your way and you ever mess it up and you're like, fuck, I don't have enough money for this, just run past it and take your third base. Because you're going to take it anyways. It'll just become your natural for a little bit. I really don't like the pool first. Okay, well, I hope you start a queen here soon, because queens are also important here with this build. You need just so you know, you really need creep spread with gasless builds against Protoss. You really do, because you can't defend the depths for shit otherwise. So you started a queen eventually, but that's late as hell. Your gases. If you're doing my build, your gases are way too early. Okay, so I'm going to assume you're doing my build. Your gases are way too early. Here's the numbers you want to go for. 250, Council. 3 minutes, Robo. 340, Stargate. And all these numbers represent double gas. So, Council, Robo, Stargate, you double gas against each one of those, but you throw them down to the timers I said. 250, Council, 3 minute, Robo, 340, Stargate. You made your gas 40 seconds early against the Stargate. You do not need gases fast. What you do need is more drones faster. You can make creep faster. You can also afford to make spores and not have it fuck you as much. And you can also even take a 4th base against this pretty early because it's a Stargate. It's not intimidating at all. You don't need to rush gas for anything here. Now, as well, if it's the final thing is if you don't scout what he's doing and you're blind to it, what I usually do is I usually go for a 3 minute double gas because it's like a mid-range build. Because if you don't know what he's doing, there's always a chance it could be DTs. And if you go 340 gas against DTs, you're just dead. You'll die. That's an automatic loss. But if you realize, oh shit, it's Stargate and I went gas at 3 minutes, you can always take off gas and go like transition back to minerals. So it's not as good as if you knew it was a Stargate, but it's better than, you have a better chance to recover against that than if you just straight up die to fucking DTs. And if you go 3 minute DT, it's going to be a little scary when the DTs first get there because you won't have an overseer right away, but you can do a little bit of like running around for a second and then suddenly have an overseer. It's just like a hybrid, like it deals with everything well, but it's not the best. It's okay, but it's not the most optimal. But yeah, if you knew it's a Stargate, 340 for sure. And also, don't leave the Stargate. Do not leave the Stargate. Stay on the Stargate. Like, stay near it so you can see what builds in it. Because right now, I'm going to tell you what right now. Let's see how you should react to this. It's an Oracle. You can tell it's an Oracle because look at the gateway, or the Stargate. You can see the fucking Oracle inside of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can see the outline of the unit. You know what it is before it builds. So you can be like, oh, that is an Oracle. How do you tell it's an Oracle? Really easily. Look for the double pointed tips on the front of this. Like, you know where the front of the Stargate is. It's always on the left side. And if you look at the front of the Oracle, you can see the outline of the front of the Oracle. It's double pointed tips. It's like 2 points. The way you know it's a Phoenix is it has wings that are pointy. It's like triangles on the sides. That's a Phoenix. Like, you can see that little picture here. Like, you can see the wings really easy. And 1 tip and wings on a Phoenix. The Oracle is double pointed tip. So it's really, and then a Void Ray is just fucking huge. A Void Ray is very obvious. It's just a fat, long banana in there. It's pretty large. Yeah, so you know it's an oracle. So the fact that it is an oracle, what should you do to react to this? Make spores. If you don't have a spore when he shows up at your base, there's no reason for that. Means that you just didn't scout properly. And then he's making another oracle. Your overlord could still be sitting here and watching all of this and be like, okay, this guy's multi-oracle. What I would do against that is I would probably make like an extra queen, like one more queen to react to this. So you could have an extra, like you could have like 3 queens on hatcheries and now 2 queens in spreading creep. Normally I would stop at like 4 queens to have 3 inject, 1 spread. But now I would go to like 5 queens because he's going multi-oracle. And I would have 2 spread, 3 inject. The reason why I would do that is because he's probably going to start killing your creep with these oracles. Eventually. Not right away. He's not going to immediately go for creep. He's going to go for drones right away. But then he's going to turn these into creep killing oracles later on. That's what every Protoss does who goes multi-oracle. So if I have double queens, I would be able to replace said creep that gets killed really fast. And I would spread it even faster because I have multi-spreading tumors like crazy. But the fact that you have no spores even started, you're going to probably lose, my guess, 7 drones right now. You're going to probably lose 7 drones, which is not acceptable. All you needed to do was leave your overlord over the Stargate. Because here's the thing, again, here's the thing. This is where players do shit that I don't agree with, where like you're trying to save the overlord and keep it alive for longer. Like who gives a fuck about this overlord? If he makes a phoenix and he saw your overlord go down to that corner and he wants to kill it, he's going to kill it either way. Or avoid or whatever. But if you leave your overlord on the Stargate and you saw Phoenix first, you don't need to make spores then. But if you, like right away, you can make them way later. So you can be really greedy with your larva. But if you see Oracle first, you need to cut larva for a second and make spores. Otherwise you're going to lose way more drones than it's worth. But your overlord is always going to die if he's going to make something that's going to kill air units. It's going to happen. So you're better off just getting information that's important. And because you're going to lose your overlord anyways. But at least now you don't have to lose drones as well because you have the correct timing of
Thanks for the coaching session. On my way to masters now.
Yo, newbie, thank you very much for the 25, dude. And I believe in you, man. You got it. I believe you can do it. Gonna crush. Appreciate you, dude, for the 25. Thank you. But yeah, now again, let's see the drones that die. I'm guessing 7. Okay, well, he microed that a little poorly. He wasted a lot of time chasing your drones. And he tapped 2 different drones. He killed 2. You got very lucky there. I could have gone a lot worse. Yeah, he killed 2, and he backed off. Now that you know it's an oracle, for sure, make spores. 1 spore per mineral line. You really fucking need to. Every mineral line. You're crazy. If this guy flies in your main, you are so dead. Like, you're going to lose a lot more drones again. You are very lucky that this guy is very, his oracle usage is, lacking things to be desired. And then he backed off again. Dude, no backing off. Just stay in his base with this fucking overlord. I would love you to stay in his base. Because now you would see another oracle again. And I would not make an extra queen now because of this and be like, fuck, we gotta prepare for this like crazy now. I would just keep watching this and be like, are you going mass oracles? If he makes like literally 5+ oracles, I probably would make a spore like there and make another spore like there or here or some shit. Just make a couple more spores in between my base because this guy is like really excessive on oracles, and maybe make like an extra spore like on the side of my main. So 2 spores in the main, 2 spores in the natural, 2 spores in the third. Just so I have like extra defense if he's really crazy on oracle. And then eventually I'll go into Hydras, and the reason why this is so good is because if I go Hydra, it covers my Hydra's rally points. So they don't just walk over here and die, walk over here and die, walk over here and die, walk over here and die. If the Oracles commit to try and kill rally point Hydras, Oracles get shot constantly by Spore Crawlers. And that's if he's going crazy Spore, or a crazy Oracle count. If he just keeps making 1 after 1 after 1 after 1. This Overlord is so much more beneficial if it's just scouting his base. Because then you'd also see he's going for a Robo as well. This Overlord's nice. I like that you're spotting for a third and you don't see a third. That's cool. Drone-wise, your drone count is to be desired as well a little bit because you're going gasless. Your drone count should be fucking crazy right now. It's not the worst, But the reason why your drone count is not as good as it could be is because you took gas at 3 minutes, not at 340. So that could have been a lot more money you were working with all the way up to 340. Like, you could have definitely made a lot more money there and spent your larva a lot faster. And now your Overlord went into his base again. Just leave the Overlord in his base. Now you see he's making a Phoenix. So you definitely see an emphasis on the Stargate. This dude is still making units. It might be one Phoenix and he might stop. And he might be the kind of Protoss that's like, I'm going to pick your queen up and kill drones like crazy. That might be what he wants to do. He might be the kind of guy that goes for more Stargate units again, like doesn't just never stops making Stargate units. It could happen. Probably won't be that way, because if you saw everything, you would assume not. But the fact that he's going for a third, you know, I would say the thing that would make it look really like he's going to go mass Stargate units would be if this was not a robo and said it was a forge. He does have one over here though. But if it was not a robo and it was a forge and he started making more cannons now. If he was like, I'm going to make cannons around my bases and I'm going to start making more air units, then it's more like, okay, he's probably going to be really going heavy emphasis Stargate. That's, you know, he's that kind of a guy. But the fact that he's got a robo, it's probably just for harassing purposes. Like, he's probably going to stop at one Phoenix. Makes sense, because he wants to kill your drones. And then he's going to probably go into, like, Immortal Archon Charge Lot or something like that. That's probably what's going to happen now. His Phoenix haven't done shit this game. I mean, sorry, his Oracles haven't done anything this game. You've gotten very lucky. I feel like with your delayed spores and your lack of spore in the main still, this dude could have ruined you with Oracles. You played a very, very fast and loose game with your defense. And your scouting. Like, he's very... How many drones has he actually killed? He's killed 10. It's not awful, but it's not very good either, with the fact that he invested so heavily into this pressure. And what you could have done too, honestly, what you could have done as a responder to this, by seeing how much of an investment he was making into Oracles, if you left your Overlord there, and he just makes Oracle after Oracle after Oracle, you could have actually taken a 4th base really early, and you could have fully saturated that as well. Off of the back of like a few roaches, just like this. That's a good amount of roaches. You could have fully saturated a 4th base. And there's nothing he could have done about it. If you just had a spore and a couple queens like I was talking about, like the 5 queen thing, where like 2 roam and then 1 per 3 base you have. By the time the 4th base is done, you could have that queen now injecting and still have now 4 queens injecting, 1 queen roaming with creep, and 1 spore per mineral line. And you would have been great. You would have been solid. And you would have like 80 drones right now, like fully mining 4 bases. And you could max out on this game particularly. If you would have done the gas thing right, and you would have done the reaction of going, oh, Oracle, 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 super late tech on everything else, no pressure really, because he's going only Oracle. As long as I deal with that, we're good. You could max out on a game like that at like 815, 820. You could max with like Roach Hydra as an initial comp. You're actually going Roach Bane, which I'm not going to say is the worst right now, but I'm not the biggest fan of it either. I hope it's not going to be I hope it's not Ravager Baneling. I'll just say that right now. Fucking, why does everyone like Ravager Bane? Who goes Ravager Bane? That's a good player. Like, someone has to do it. Like Lambo or some shit, or I don't know. I think Ravager Bane against Protoss is like not recommended for people that are not very, very good. The only way Ravager Bane works is if you break the economy of your opponent repeatedly. If you sit back and let them max out and you max out, it's fucking awful. It's not a build for lower tier Zergs. It's only a build for very high level Zergs that are very active. I hope that makes sense. Ravager Bane sucks a big fat cock if you sit back and play defensively with it. It's so bad. It is so bad if you don't attack with it. But everybody goes Ravager Bane. All right, because look at this. I'm gonna let you guys know a secret right now. Archons, your banelings are a bunch of like these. Might as well just be. You might as well replace the graphic of like the baneling with the trash can. These are just trash at this point with the army composition he has. If this dude does not just walk all of his zealots into your banes and instead he just lets his archons go first as your banes engage, you're dead. You just die. Okay, so he's multi-pronging you. And what do you do with your army over here? So he walks all of his zealots in front. It's a bad play by him. Very bad play by him. If he would have just sent his archons in front and let your banes blow up on the archons, would have been much better. And then reinforce the archons with zealots after. The archons are not going to die to banes anytime soon. Like, you can't tell me, I'm just talking about Aquila right now. You can't tell me as Zerg that felt good. What just happened there? That felt terrible. I'm a Zerg player. Watching that, I was like, holy fuck, that felt bad. And it's because I would not personally want banelings as part of my army there. At all. Banelings do, like, yeah, they kill the zealots, but you know what you could do to kill the zealots? You could just make more roaches. And you could just kite the zealots away from the archons, because zealots are fucking fast. If this guy's gonna fucking aim with his zealots, kite the zealots away from the archon. Archon are just like, wait for us, we're coming. Wait, hold on, zealots, don't charge in so fast. And zealots are like, fuck you, get out of the way, we're going. The zealots all die, and then suddenly, instead of having 20 banes that blow up on zealots, and then zealots die anyways, you have 20 more roaches that kill the zealots even faster while you kite. I'm not saying it's going to be faster than banes, but it's going to be faster than the roach kite you have now. You'll kill zealots still a fast rate, and then now you suddenly have like 45 roaches that can fight the archons that are here instead of only like 25 roaches. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to go banes against archons. And everybody goes fucking archons. I don't like the baneling style at all. Like, again, the only way it makes sense is if you are a very high-level Zerg that's like counterattack, counterattack, overlord drop, mineral line drop, overlord drop, mineral line drop, counterattack, counterattack, defend an army, counterattack, counterattack, defend an army, multi-prong, multi-prong, overlord drop, overlord drop. Like, if that's you, yeah, this style's fine. But if you're not doing that and you're just like, defend, 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 don't make fucking banes. It's so bad defensively. They're so bad. The only reason why I sound like I'm like getting stressed out about this as well is because everybody fucking does this. Just watching a bunch of Zergs make the same mistake over and over. It's the same thing with like watching Zergs go for fucking weapon upgrades when they go Corruptor. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Anyways, okay, I just had to get that out of my system. I'm sorry. I've moving on. This is going to be hard now, though, because you do have mostly Orochas now, which I agree with, but you're doing two things. One, you're getting ready to take a fight off creep now. And number two, the supply is closer than it should be. You should never be within 30 supply of your opponent if you're going mass roaches. So the army size for him is now bigger than it should be. It's going to make your roaches look less effective. Just throwing that out there. That's why now if you lose this fight, that's why that is. Double negative. Off creep, army supplies are closer. That was smart. What you just did was smart. You sacked a bit of your army. You fucked his... But, okay. Almost smart. That was almost really good. The idea is there. The execution was a little lacking. You ran away with your majority of your army. That's intelligent. You would have lost that fight like crazy. I agree that you moved the majority of your army away. I think it's great that you left a chunk of your army. I think you left maybe a little bit too much of a chunk. Maybe like only leave 8 roaches next time instead of like 16. But even though you left 16, that's not that big of a deal. This is not the bigger deal. The bigger deal is you're trying to go to his natural now. You're trying to like get the fuck out of there both ways when you should have just committed to killing his economy. He still has a fuckload of probes here. If you would have wiped out the probes here, you could remax roaches again and you could dip him down economy-wise and you could make it hard for him to build from this point on. You could kind of fuck him up a bit. So the fact that you're going to let all these probes live, that's why you missed what I said was good. Now I don't think it's as good. If you would have just chased the probes to the gas and you focus fired probe, that would have been way better. And now you're letting your rallies come over. I think you're starting to, and this is what I'm talking about. You're trying to do a build, like this is sloppy now. You're trying to do a build that is designed for a pro level Zerg. And you're doing it at Masters 3. And what's happening is you're doing a version of it that's just gets fucking sloppy, right? Which is why I think there are better builds that are lower APM required than European Pro Zerg styles. This is also why I think that people who teach StarCraft sometimes can be very shitty at teaching StarCraft. I'm not saying any names. I'm literally not saying, I'm not specifically talking about anybody, but there's a lot of people out there that teach StarCraft at their level to you, and they don't realize that you can't do the level that they can do. And they're like, yeah, just play like me. What I do is good, you could do it too. And then you fucking can't, because you're not as good as they are. And you're like, wow, I'm doing a really shitty version of what you're doing. Whenever people tell me, hey, ViBE, get coaching, that's usually how other people fucking coach. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying any names. I'm not singling anybody out, but it does happen a lot. It happens a lot where somebody will try to teach somebody else how to play StarCraft, and they teach the level of top tier player. Not fucking, hey, you're Masters 3, this is a build that would probably work best for you. And going Ravager Bane makes no fucking sense if you're not aggressive. And if you are aggressive and you're sloppy, again, it makes no sense. So it's a bad build for a, you know, if that's how it goes for that player. Just throwing it out there. Yo, Zimbo, thank you for the sub. Much love. Because now, you are just massing roaches now. You're getting to this phase where now you're in this mode of going roach. It's still not that bad, all things considered, because your opponent's just going mass zealot Archon. He has no immortals, so you have a chance here. But the way you have to micro this is you have to kite the zealots until they're dead and then overpower the Archons. Do not try to fight the Archons first. You're kind of doing it so far. You're letting yourself get hit way too much, though. Like, you need to kite faster. You shouldn't be getting slammed by 4 Archons every time you kite Zealots. You should be getting hit by Archons almost never while you kite Zealots, because an Archon's move speed is 3.94, a Zealot's move speed is 4.72, and it has a fucking charge ability. So it's like, a Zealot's like with a rocket up its ass, and an Archon's like, I'm pretty fast, but you are outrunning me like crazy, bro. I'll slow down. And then suddenly all the Zealots are dead. That's how it should be going. And then you're on creep, so you actually match the Zealot's speed. Essentially, like, you can keep up with the Zealots even though they're charging you. You're way faster than a fucking Archon. So you should never be getting just slammed by Archons like this repeatedly. It's very bad. You're taking way too much damage. And then you have the right idea too. Once you've thinned out the Zealot line, for the most part, then you run over the Archons. You have the right idea. I think you could execute it a little bit better, but you do have the right idea. You definitely fucked him over in that fight at the end there, because he stayed way too long. I don't disagree with the mutas, but again, you need to use them right. The mutas, the whole point of mutas should be killing probes. The fact that you're making 9, and the fact that he's still going archons. If you fight with mutas in your army, and you go roach muta and fight his army, that is so bad. You should only be killing his probes, and you should also like, flat out fucking ignore the Phoenix. If you want to kill probes, kill probes. If you want to go mass mutas, you made it way too early. If your plan was to go mass mutas and just never stop making mutas now, and you're going to kill the Phoenix, kill the Stargates, kill his base with them, you should have made mutas when you have like weapon upgrades on them already, and when you can afford to make like 25 minimum at once, which you can't right now. You're almost there, but you can't. But if your plan is to kill probes with like 9 mutas, just get in there, kill a bunch of probes and move out and whatever, then 9's fine. But you should be killing probes with them. What happened here? So like, was this like a just lack of vision on the map somewhere? You're chasing him. Yeah, it's lack of vision. So this is one of those things too where it's unfortunate that that's happening, but definitely, you know, try to respread your creep if it ever dies. I would say that this game, I know there's been a lot going on, but I don't think there's been an attempt to respread your creep after it's died. And you have no new active tumors. Like all you have now, your hallway on your left died, your hallway on your right died, and you just have a middle hallway now of creep. And there's no active tumors here either, because there's actually one. There's one active tumor here on the middle hallway. Where's your second active tumor? Is it under the overseer or something? Where the fuck is it? Whatever, I don't know. I don't see it, but there's an active tumor there. But yeah, this should definitely not ever happen too. That's kind of unfortunate. And then you turn around, you go back, you turn around again, you send some of your army back. This is good. This is what you should be doing. Like I was about to say, you should definitely not attack with everything, and you should definitely not turn around with everything. You should take advantage of the fact that you have control of his base right now for a sec, and you're attacking the perfect base. This is a very good attack. And that was unfortunate that you're losing a bunch of drones for a second there, but ideally this wouldn't have happened if you had better vision, and you could have just defended it straight up. But the fact that you're defending it like this, you made the most out of that situation you were in. So that was good. You had a good reaction there. You're remaking drones, which I agree with, because you're definitely going to kill those zealots. Oh god, what's happening now? You're getting... This is what I'm talking about. Okay, perfect. So you get a good reaction there, but there's something, again, lacking in your gameplay a little bit. It's a little bit of a missed opportunities there. You move commanded your roaches, and you walked past all the zealots, and the zealots just kept chasing your drones, and you didn't redirect your drones once your roaches were able to cover them. And you just let a bunch of zealots chase your drones at a new location, and now even though you're here, your drones are still dying. So this is a perfect example of saying this build is probably not geared or suited for somebody whose multitasking is not fully there. And you're doing a build that is based off of all multitasking. It's like, this is like a very advanced multitask build, so mistakes like that are going to happen all over the place. It's difficult. You're doing a very difficult build for what you are currently at, is my point. And like, these drones have been chilling for a while. These roaches need to get the fuck out of there. You are running away, so that's good. You have the right idea there. You're going, it looks like, for drones with your mutas, which you definitely should be. But you're doing it again though. You're move commanding your mutas right here. You can tell what I can tell what you're doing with your mutas. You just move commanded them, and you just don't touch them again. What's going to happen if you don't realize this and you're too busy looking at this or this is these front mutas are going to aggro onto probes as they kill them. These also might have enough time to do it. They probably will help as well. These mutas are going to fucking sit here and hit the nexus or hit a pylon or a gateway or the pylon, because all the probes that are close when you get here are going to be dead, so they're just going to hit a building. Shit like that is inefficient. And watch, it'll probably happen like that. These mutas will kill probes continuously. Okay, you're actually using the mutas for a second. You're trying to split them up. I don't agree with that either. Just overpower one middle lane at a time, because, yeah, like 3 mutas aren't going to do shit by themselves. If there was like a cannon here, you would just lose them. But you at least used them again. I'm proud of you. I thought you weren't going to touch them for a while, but you used them again, so I am proud of you for that. That's good. I just think you have the wrong idea of you should keep them together. 9 is a very small number already. Yeah. So this base is fine. You have enough roaches there to defend that. These guys need to keep running away from these archons. That is also intelligent that you're still running away. You should definitely not fight until
ViBE, would you do a replay analysis for me after this or too soon?
We'll talk about that in a second, Fruitseller. Much love, though, dude. Much love. Give me a sec. Let me just finish this first, and I'll decide. So these roaches definitely need to get the fuck back to creep. That is the #1 goal there. You should definitely grab these drones and send them over here. Fix that, because they're going to die otherwise. But do not fight this army with your roaches until you're together and you're on creep, and then you'll win. If you fight off creep ever, you're going to die. And if you don't fight with these roaches as well, you're going to die. Because you have way too many weak roaches and you have way too few roaches to just overpower this like that. And this army, by the time your roaches get back to like here, that are running from the archons, these roaches should have already killed all the zealots here and the stalkers. Like, these will die very fast. And then if you actually microed the mutas to kill all of his probes, ignore the stalkers, kill the probes, ignore the stalkers, and ignore the cannon, kill the probes. So how do you do that? Fly over probes, hold position. Easy. Stalkers shoot you, but you don't aggro them. You're hold positioning over probes. You move to the next clump of probes, hold position. Stalkers shoot you a couple times, you don't give a fuck. Go to the next probes, hold position over probes. You don't give a fuck. You go over here, kill probes out of range of the cannon. This cannon's pretty far away. You can kill all of these probes without getting shot by the cannon. And then once you started killing maybe this probe, and like these probes right here, you would get shot by the cannon, but you could only get shot like once or twice as you pick them off and leave. So the cannon wouldn't kill all your mutas, it'd be fine. Or kill a couple or whatever. So hopefully the way I said the micro mutas makes sense there. Then you could totally put this guy into an all-in if you did that, because you would kill all of his probes. But now let's see how you do it. We'll go back and watch the mutas after. We'll watch your roaches first. How do you do this? How do you use your roaches? These roaches should just be killing. There's not enough zealots there to be kiting. It doesn't matter. These roaches are running away. That is good. You should not fight this until you have all together. Now regroup all your roaches together. And he's running away, so that's okay. Don't chase him. Just fucking make drones now, which is what you're doing. That's perfect. Expand again. Do not attack with your roaches. That's what you should do. Do not fucking attack. Use your mutas. Now, so he backed off. He took a lot of pressure off you. The way you used your roaches there, up until you might move out, up until that point, it was fine. I don't disagree with anything you did. Now let's watch your mutas. Let's see how you micro your muta. That was not good here, like I was saying before. Like, you're just losing mutas. This was good, for the most part. I did watch you micro poorly a little bit for a second. It's more nitpicky though, but I can explain it. The mutas in the main, awful. The mutas in the natural could have been a little bit better, but not awful. Not too bad. I don't like the fact that you move commanded them and you just let them aggro, because it's missing windows of time to be more efficient. But watch how you move your mutas here. You move command them, and the attack speed of a muta is 1.09, and you move command them for like 3 seconds almost. And you let them fully come to a complete stop, and then you let them just come to a stop, and you let them attack again. What you should have done is you should get in range of the probes, and you should move command and attack right after, and then move command again, and then 1.09 seconds later, attack, move command again right after. So you actually are keeping momentum, and you're killing probes as you go through the line. But just move commanding them and letting them go, okay, we're here. You have to let acceleration and deceleration happen, which increases time between attacks, which is a waste of time. Because notice how the mutas have to start up and then they go full speed and they slow down and they attack. Watch this. They slow down and they attack. They slow down, they attack. And now they're going to have to start up. You start them up, and now they're starting to go, and they slow down, and then they attack. That's like a full auto attack that you missed both on the deceleration and the acceleration of the muta. You could have attacked 2 more times on top of what you already just did from the speed up and slow down. So missed windows of, like, literally the way you micro mutas is you go attack, move. You attack the ground. You don't attack a unit. You attack the ground and you move like right after. So the mutas shoot but keep momentum. 1.09 seconds later, which is the attack cooldown of the muta, you attack again and then you move again. Because a muta can still attack cooldown whether it's sitting still or moving in the middle of the air the whole time at full speed. Attack speed cooldown is not correlated to if the muta is moving or not. So when you let them decelerate, the muta then goes we're going to go there, and we're going to come to a stop, and then we're going to attack. But if you do what I just said, where you're attacking with the 1.09 second cooldown and you move, they're like, we're attacking, we're going again. We're attacking, we're going again. We're attacking, we're going again. They're not like, hold on, coming to a stop, and now let's attack. So you're missing attacks when you do this. When you just right-click the middle of the middle line and they have to move there and then stop and then they attack. It's just a waste of... Like, every second counts, right? You want to get in, do as much damage as you can, and then get the fuck out. And you're wasting time microing like that, the way you just did. That's why I'm saying it's not ideal. It's not the worst, because you still have the right idea of you're killing probes, but it's not ideal. This is definitely worse, what you do with the mutas in the main. How you go here, that's way worse. Don't split them up like this. This is one of those moments, again, where it's the same concept of the whole game, where you went banelings early with roaches, and you're trying to multi-prong. You're trying to play like a fucking badass, when really all that's happening is you're creating more mistakes for yourself than you are for your opponent when you do things like this. So it's difficult for you, basically. I guess it's just a waste of mutas in the main. Now, going forward, what do you do with these mutas after? You only lost one. That's better than losing 3. Now, what do you do here? You run around. You go to the 3rd. You get caught by his army. You run away. So I disagree with how you microed that entirely. I think... think about mineral line locations, okay? Think about what makes sense. Close distances, okay? Your mutas are in here. Let's just say all your mutas were here, okay? You didn't send any to the main as well. Your mutas are in here, in the natural. What mineral line is close to the natural? What is closest to the natural? The main or the 3rd? If you had a measuring tape, I would say the main is closer by a lot. So if you actually, and also you have open airspace to abuse on the side of the map. So if you went from natural to main, you have the shortest distance possible to kill probes. And then if you need to, you can retreat going outside on the side of the map. You have an escape, essentially. It's not like you have to run through his whole army like Archons to go through here to get out of his base. He also can't even fit Archons through that doorway, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you ever have a 1x1 pixel, an Archon can physically not go through that door. So the fact that he has Archons is actually an even more intelligent choice that you went for mutas. It does make a lot of sense because he can't actually defend himself properly with Archons, because he would need a bigger doorway to do that. So he fucked himself. So our mutas are actually a great choice because of that reason right there. So you know there's no way Archons will be here on your retreat. It's impossible. Unless he killed his fucking gateway or something. Or he recalled. But if your mutas killed probes here and then they went down and killed probes here, this creates a moment where you can now wipe out a bunch of probes. If there's a couple stalkers here and you don't have enough mutas, if you don't have the purpose to overpower his base, you're just looking to overpower his workers because you made 9 mutas, not 19 or 29. You're trying to kill probes and get the fuck out. You don't want to kill stalkers then, because 9 mutas is not enough to really kill stalkers quick. And if he's making stalkers and making stalkers and making stalkers and making stalkers, and you're wasting time killing stalkers and losing mutas, you're losing your chance to kill workers there. Like, your time is going away and you're losing mutas as time goes on. Not ideal. You want to kill probes if you're gonna make 9 mutas and stop. I hope it makes sense that you're just gonna kill probes there, for people who are masters plus. So killing probes is what you should do, and then you've already killed the probes here. That's great. You could group up, kill the probes here, and you could just physically auto attack them yourself, or you could hold position over them, fly, like do the attack move, get on top of the probes, and then hold position once you're on top of the probes now. If stalkers are shooting you at max range, a stalker's range is 6. A muta's range is 3. It is half of a stalker. So if a stalker is actually just shooting your mutas because he's trying to kill you at 6 range, your mutas are going to go, we're getting shot by the stalkers, but we're on hold position over probes, so we're just going to keep killing probes right now. All it takes is like, for 9 mutas, all it would take is like 2 auto attacks. And then all the probes would be dead, and you could move over the next probes. And as soon as you're in range, like right here with your mutas, you hit hold position, and your mutas will attack. Because you told them to hold position, they will attack and glide to a deceleration while attacking. So they will attack right here and glide to like right there. It's better than move commanding and having them come to a complete stop to let them glide and then attack. I hope you guys know that's what that means. If you tell them to attack or hold position or stop, they will actually attack as they glide and then they stop, but they're already attacking. But if you just say move command there, they will not attack as they glide. They will glide, stop, and then attack. So if you tell them the whole position, like right there, they will glide to right there, and they will kill probes again as they're gliding. Like they'll get two attack. They'll get the initial attack on the initial hold position command, and as they come to a complete stop of the glide, they will get another auto attack off from the glide time it takes of 1 second. And then you will kill another whole, the majority of the mineral line. What? Question mark? If you don't understand it, that's not how stars work. Love you guys. And then you kill another mineral line. You could now fly to the third mineral line. Do it again. You do it again on the next mineral line, and you just wipe out. Again, you're going for probes. You wipe out the majority of his probes, and you get the fuck out of there. You just fly down the south of the map and get the hell out, and you're good. And you could use them to come back again later, or you could kill a prism with it. You could do whatever you want, but you just basically turn him into an all-in if you do that way. So you missed a huge opportunity with your mutas here. You killed 1 out of 3 mineral lines. It's not horrible, but definitely you missed an opportunity from that situation. And also, try your best to always abuse the sides of the map, not the center of the map. Unless you know his army is not here and you know something is vulnerable there. If you know something's if you see like a worker line going like this, and then you know his army's on your creep over here, yeah, sure, chase his army, his probes that way and kill his probes that way. But if you're just going to go to the third base through the center of the map, that is incorrect. Do not ever use your mutas like that. Always avoid his army as much as you can, which means going through the sides of the map. Again, the only other time it would ever make sense is if you knew he had like Phoenix and you wanted to avoid his Phoenix that are right there or something. Then again, it might make sense. But just flying your mutas to the center like this and going left, it doesn't make any sense. And now you're at a situation where he's attacking you with Archons. I mean, you have mutas. You also have more drones than he does probes by quite a bit because you just killed a lot of them. But his supply is a lot lower than yours. But army supply-wise, he's 69, you're 98. But again, you can't count your mutas because your mutas aren't helping at all right now. They're doing shit like this, which is fine. Best way you can micro this. Let's watch how you microed it. Definitely don't split your army up. Don't go for a concave. You shouldn't be trying to fight Archons in a concave. Archons have 4 range, or sorry, Archons have 3 range. Roaches have 4 range. Roaches actually outrange Archons. What you should be doing is you should try your best to force a fight in a choke point against Archons, and then you take a superior concave in the choke point. Like if you stood here with your Roaches and he was here with his Archons, that would be a way better fight for you. And if he backs up, you chase him and you poke him because Roaches are faster. And if he chases you and he shoves into the concave, if you got a few really good free auto attacks off, you could back up even further and have your Roaches go behind the hatchery over here or something, and like you can make a new concave here while he goes in there. Abusing concave superiority against Archon would be good, and making him always have the convex to your concave, because again, you can choose where the fight happens against Archon. He doesn't have immortals. You're not that afraid of him. You shouldn't be that afraid of him. Like Archons are still scary, but you should not be going for maximum surface area, because you're giving Archons the advantage then. Because again, Archons have less range. That's why that works that way. This fight you're doing, a little bit better. A little bit better. You're kind of doing the concept now a bit more. You're letting 2 Archons sit stuck in the back. The majority of your Roaches are shooting, because again, you have more range. And you're bottlenecking him a little bit. And there's a 3rd Archon not helping at all either. That was a better engagement, but you took some fucking damage in the first part of that, so that it started you off kind of poorly. But even then, I'm still kind of like worried for you, because here's the thing. I almost would have preferred you to actually go outwards of your base, because your army is still kind of scary. You have so many weak Roaches right now. If you just extend the game time longer, your chances of winning go up again, because you're mining more than he is by a lot. You should be. So if you kited him outwards and you just make him chase you more, and you just poke him and chase, poke him and run, poke him and run, poke him and run. You kite him again. You might have a better chance of winning there because you buy time to make more shit when he should have less economy than you. That would probably be a more intelligent way to fight this because your roaches are so squishy right now. You've taken so many hits previously that you have so many just roaches that are half dead already. Also, you could reroute your spines right now to your natural. If you rerouted your spines to your natural, that would be a nice move to do too. Just because you know he's all in. You literally forced an all in out of him because of your mutas. He has got the worst economy ever. So like knowing that, like as soon as you made the muta thought in your head where you went, mutas, don't help me in the fight, go put him into an all in right now. Go kill probes. The second that happened, you should have moved your spines because you should have expected that was going to become the case. You should either have put your spines there with creep spread from your overlords on the ramp for a concave convex situation again, or put them behind your SimCity for a concave convex situation. And it would have helped you. And now you're going full base trade. But you don't really have enough units to really do a lot here. This game is now dicey as fuck. I like that his prism died. That makes your life way easier. You could still win this game. The fact that you got Burrow is good. Okay, you're gonna, yeah, you win. I was gonna say you could totally win this game right now. The fact that you got Burrow is nice. It gives you a lot of recovery. The second he leaves, you could just up Burrow and you're good to go. And then yeah, I mean, if you actually like could have gotten your drones over here or something like that and saved your overlords, you could have actually like evacuated them and made more mutas because your spire's actually not dead. But yeah, overall not bad. Definitely some things to be desired in that game. Please stop going for baneling roach every game unless you're going to do drop lords and kill drones and constantly be aggressive and constantly kill his economy. If you let the Protoss play passive and go up to like max supply and you're just going roach bane and you're letting a Protoss hit 200 when you have 200 on roach bane, you're going to lose a lot. It's not that great if you just play passive with it. You need to be hyper aggressive with that style. Which is why every European that does that style is always doing really aggressive shit constantly. And they're always breaking their opponent repeatedly. They never let their opponent get stabilized. That's why that makes sense for them. It's a very hard build to do. It's high APM required. But anyways, thank you for watching this analysis. Much love. Phalanx, I wish you the best of luck. And thank you guys all for watching. Until next time, this has been a Masters replay analysis. I will see you guys next time. Peace, everybody. Goodbye.